Hello everybody, in today's video we're going to be taking a look at the new MoYu 2x2. I believe the model is called the LingPo, L-I-N-G-P-O. I've played with this a little bit already. I think it's a pretty good cube. It's not scratchy feeling, sort of like the the Wit 2 is. This one is more of a Diane feeling one, the Diane 2x2. I think it feels really nice. It corner cuts very well. The reverse corner cuts also very well. And I haven't opened this up yet, and I'm going to be doing that because I am going to take this apart completely, lube it, tension it, and re-sticker it the way I like. Now you can see on here that they do have square stickers, but if you look at the actual plastic, they are curved, just like the new, all the current, better speed cubes for 2x2 that are on the market right now. So I'm glad that they kept up with that. When I first opened the box, I thought, oh, okay, we've got squareness going on, which means it's probably going to have lockup issues, but it doesn't have any lockup issues whatsoever. It's actually quite a quiet cube as well. Now, I haven't been doing a lot of 2x2 lately, and when I have been, I've been using my my Wit 2. I really like the feeling of the scratchiness of the Wit 2, but I also really liked the feeling of the Diane. Now, Calvin told me to tell you guys also that these are not the actual stickers that it's going to come with. So as you can see, we've got pink opposite orange. I don't really like the orange. The yellow is a little bright. The green's pretty decent. The blue's pretty decent. And then standard white, of course. I don't like the pink next to or opposite the orange. I'm not sure why they did that. Maybe that's all Calvin had around when he received this prototype. But if you buy this cube, you will not be receiving it with these stickers. Now, I can't tell you what kind of stickers it's going to come with, if they're going to be cut for it or not. I haven't received a product, one of the ones that you would buy yet. This is a prototype, so I couldn't mention that. But he did want me to mention that these are not the stickers that are going to come with it. I assume, being MoYu, that they're going to come with the standard stickers that MoYu does come with, and I'm personally not a fan of the shades or the quality. I always recommend finding a good color scheme that works for you, buying a bunch of them, and re-stickering all of your speed cubes with that, because having colors that you can recognize very well, we're all different, really does actually improve your times. Unless, of course, you're Felix and can solve anything. So anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at this. I see on the inside it's a black core, but then when I look around, you can see it's all black in here. Then when I look here, it's white. And I wondered why that is. And then you can see sort of in there that this center locks with this center, and it locks with this center. So it locks this corner in place, because it should lock here as well, I would think, or maybe not. Yeah, it only locks here and there, so that's all you really need. So it locks this corner in place. So this corner is what controls the entire core. And I think that's better than putting those little wing edges in with the little tabs, because it's not so confusing when you take it apart, or put it back together. So I'm going to go ahead and take this apart, and we'll take a look at the pieces, see what's new or what's been done before. I have a feeling that this is going to be familiar. It's going to be like a combination of what V-Cubes have done as well as everybody else. So here's the bottom section, and we can see we've got the same type of things, right? We've got, oh, that fell on the floor. We've got these wing pieces that we see in all these new 2x2s coming out, and then classic corner piece, but this is coming together. You can see these grooves in here, and that fits together just like that, and I'm sure that is the same for here. Yep, and it just kind of slides out. I actually think this design is a little bit better than the current ones that we see where they snap together, because on the current ones you can pull corners out. If you drop it, they'll separate, and on this one it can't really happen because they slide, right? So the edge or the corner piece that's sitting next to it would prevent this from sliding out. You know what I mean? So far, that's pretty familiar. Okay, we're looking at all these pieces. Same thing, right? No, there's no washer in there, but I think that's okay. And then here, let's take a look at the rest of this core so we can see the mechanism that keeps it in alignment. And so this is the mechanism that keeps it in alignment. Now, This one looks pretty beat up. All right, so I'm willing to guess that this one was a test cube from MoYu themselves, and they use this a lot to make sure that this is exactly the cube they want. It's pretty scratchy on the surface. I'm sure that when you get one, it will be brand new, no scratches. And I can also see that there's some dust in there. So I'm willing to guess that this is probably one of the very first that was ever made. That would be my guess. Either way, this doesn't affect the performance at all, but we can clearly see how this mechanism works now. I think it's a really nice mechanism. You know, if your cube for some reason pops and falls apart, it's very easy to put back together. Very intuitive, you know, and then you just have to put one of these in between every one of those. I mean, it's pretty obvious how to put this one together, whereas some people, you know, have had their Diane or Wit2s taken apart and they don't know how to put them back together because it's just locky. You know, it locks up, things won't turn because they're putting these pieces in the wrong spots, right? So anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead and assemble and lube all of this and set it up my way, re-sticker it, and come back. Alright guys, so I'm back and I've put it together, I've tensioned it and lubed it the way I like it and stickered it with my sticker scheme, of course. And I have to say I really like this. I've done a whole bunch of averages with it and I'm averaging the same with it. I mean, the speed cubes that are coming out these days are fairly close to each other, you know, in performance and stuff like that, right? So, I mean, we're all seeing the same thing, the same kind of mechanism, the same kind of thing. But MoYu, I guess, you know, has to come out with a 2x2 because they came out with a 3x3, which is now breaking world records. The 4x4, which in my opinion, all the fast people will use it and hopefully break records with that, and a 2x2. So hopefully they come out with a 5x5 too. That'd be really great because MoYu is a relatively new brand or offshoot of their other brand or whatever they are. And they're really making an impression in the cubing community. So it's no doubt that their 2x2 is very nice as well. So I've got a couple other ones here to compare it to. So this is a Wit2 version 1. And in this Wit2, I've actually got a stickerless core, which is competition legal as long as the pieces outside aren't. Now it's a little bit smaller. All right, so it's just a tiny bit, and you can hear that this is very loud. It's got that scratchy Wit2 feel. This one, it's sort of got that sound too, but not quite as much. And then here we have the Diane, all right? So this one's the Diane. You can see it there exactly the same size, right? Just as the Diane was smaller than the Wit2 just a little bit. Now the Diane is very quiet. It's very, very quiet and smooth. It's got the Zanchi mechanism on the inside, all right? This one is not quite that quiet. In fact, I would say that the LingPo is about halfway between the sound of each of these. These are all very good cubes. So I'll give you guys an example solve now. I will be uploading a average of 12 with this probably for a new love mail just so you guys can see the turning on it. All right. Oh, that was easy. All right, so anyways, let's do one more. It's a very fluid cube. That was a pretty easy one. Let's see what we got here now. All right. So I'm probably just going to go with blue, and this is a terrible scramble for me because I don't really know, you know, too many. I don't know. I only know Ortega and layer by layer. So, anyways, I really like this cube. I do recommend it. Now, is it better than these two? I think it's about the same. I mean, like if you want, you know, a new speed cube, or if your first speed cube, I recommend this one. It's a fairly good cube as well. Personally, I'm going to stick with the Wit2. That's just the way I feel. But this one here is a very good cube as well. Now, I'm not sure about the price. I actually haven't bothered to look. But if you go in the description and click the link, you'll be able to see the price. And if you want it, you can go ahead and buy it. If you like the Diane cube, you'll definitely like this. Also, if you like the Wit2, I think you'll like this too. It's kind of a combination between the two and, you know, feeling-wise or whatever. And the good thing about this one too is that if it somehow does come apart like some of these other ones can, and you don't know how to put it back together, it's intuitive how to put this one back together. So anyways, guys, great cube. I'm looking forward to new MoYu products in the future. Hopefully they come out with a really good 5x5 as well. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you on my next video.